Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Kita Rose and this is my garden. We are going to be planting a food forest today and well, every day. I started the other day. We got some beautiful trees from a local nursery and now it's time to start planting them around. So this is the area here. This is our little island at the beginning of the property. So we really want to plant this whole area in so we have a lot more privacy, and so it's like this nice oasis. As you can see around here, it's just gum trees everywhere, and they're quite a fire hazard and they're also a little bit dangerous to stand under. Here in Australia we call them widowmakers, and there's a reason for that name. So we're gonna slowly but surely replant a lot of this area and maybe cut a few of these gums down over time because they're just too dangerous to have around, and the aim is to make it more like a tropical jungle in here full of fruit. There's a lot of trees with a perfect space between them for a hammock, so the vision is to be able to sit in the hammock, have a book, pick a piece of fruit, and just enjoy the beautiful days here in nature. So come with me and let's plant some trees. So the first thing that we're going to plant today is a personal favorite. This is a finger lime, and I think it's a native Australian plant. I'm pretty sure because I've never seen it anywhere else. It has these beautiful little leaves on it and these really gorgeous little flowers. And then the most exciting thing about this one is the finger limes. So they're kind of about the size of your thumb, and then when you cut them open, it's like this caviar kind of looking thing. They're all these little tiny balls of juicy lime flavor. So that's why they're called finger limes. They are amazing on top of like as a garnish on dishes, in cocktails, mocktails, pretty much in anything. I also just like to eat them because you can kind of just pick one, then like rip it or just pop it open and then squeeze out the little finger limes. I can't wait for these. So this baby's gonna go in straight away, and it's got some little spikes on it as well. So this one I think will maybe grow up. Well, eventually it could grow up a lot taller than me. So I'm just trying to work out how to place everything in this food forest so that we've got some things that are growing over around the edges, but then more in between them there's more shrubs. And then I also have a little herb garden just behind me here with some rosemary, sage, Mexican sage, and catnip, and these really kind of more Mediterranean herbs that do really want a lot of sunshine. So this will be something that's good to plant in this area because it's not going to block all the sun from these guys. But it's really important to be mindful of where your plants are getting the most sun in the day and what's going to be blocking them in the future, because building a food forest isn't maybe as easy as just planting a veggie patch, because you've really got to think into the future. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 100 years, who knows. So I'm going to definitely be getting a lot more of these guys, and yeah, let's plant them now. Alright, so I found my little spot for the finger lime, and there's already a little hole here. I think maybe from a snake or something in the summer. There's a big rock in there, so I'm just going to move that out, and then I'm going to use this beautiful hole that nature's already provided for me. At the moment I'm not putting any extra fertilizer or anything in underneath the plants because we have good soil and it's kind of sandy and there's a lot of rocks, but it's got good drainage, and we've just had a lot of rain here. And I'm making my amazing effective microorganism fertilizer, which is inside brewing at the moment, another week, and that will be ready. So I'm just going to plant everything naturally here, give it a lot of water and a few other like little compost teas and nitrogen mixes that I make that I'll share with you another day, and then it's going to be powered by these effective microorganisms, which is a really stinky but beautiful mix that you can make in your own kitchen with very simple ingredients from the grocery store. So let's get this little plant in. There's a perfect hole already here, and it even has a few drops of kangaroo poo in it, which is perfect. So that's our natural fertilizer for today. Thank you, kangaroos. So good way to plant always. Give it a little squeeze. Oh. And then the roots. Always give them a little mix. Yeah. It's Sunday, and a lot of people are going for their nice spikes. Careful. People are going for their little cruises around. So I've just got the tree in the garden, and then now I'm just going to get a little bit of mulch from some grass that we had slashed. Now I don't do this in the veggie gardens because then it just puts some grass seeds in there, which is really annoying. But for things like fruit trees, then this is the perfect stuff. Alright, so I found my little spot for the finger lime. And there's already a little hole here, I think maybe from a snake or something in the summer. There's a big rock in there, so I'm just going to move that out, and then I'm going to use this beautiful hole that nature's already provided for me. At the moment I'm not putting any extra fertilizer or anything in underneath the plants because we have good soil and it's kind of sandy and there's a lot of rocks, but it's got good drainage, and we've just had a lot of rain here. And I'm making my amazing effective microorganism fertilizer, which is inside brewing at the moment. Another week and that will be ready. So I'm just going to plant everything naturally here, give it a lot of water and a few other like little compost teas and nitrogen mixes that I make that I'll share with you another day. And then it's going to be powered by these effective microorganisms, which is a really stinky but beautiful mix that you can make in your own kitchen with very simple ingredients from the grocery store. So let's get this little plant in. There's a perfect hole already here, and it even has a few drops of kangaroo poo in it, which is perfect. So that's our natural fertilizer for today. Thank you, kangaroos. So good way to plant always. Give it a little squeeze. Oh. And then the roots. Sunday, and a lot of people are going for their nice spikes. Careful. People are going for their little cruises around. That's good there. magic mulch. I always give it a little kick here first, just in case there's a little snaky hiding underneath. You never know. It's winter, but it's pretty hot. So now we are going to plant one of my personal favorites. Again, I think I'm going to say that for everything. Everything's my favorite, or at least everything I have is my favorite. Otherwise, I wouldn't have it. Mulberry. This is a childhood favorite for me, definitely, because I grew up eating them, and I think probably anyone that grew up in Australia maybe will have fond memories of just stuffing their faces with the mulberries. It's a beautiful tree. This is where the silkworms grow on as well. So I don't know, maybe it's a bit adventurous to think I will make some of my own silk products from silkworms. I will give it a red hot go for sure. But for now, this tree is going to get really big. So having it in this shady spot, there's a lot of gums around, but planning long term, I don't mind eventually maybe cutting some of these gums down so then this guy can really flourish. There's a cute little swing here. It's a bit low hanging, so we might have to fix that, or even eventually have it hanging off the tree one day. Yeah, so let's get this mulberry in the ground. I can't wait for this one. Both the leaves and the berries of the mulberries are actually really good for you. The leaves are great for blood sugar regulation, of course, since the berries are quite sweet, which is amazing that it has that synergistic effect. They're rich in antioxidants, anti-inflammatory, immune support, and the berries are high in nutrients, antioxidants, and good for heart health, anti-aging, and digestive health. Plus, they're just absolutely delicious. So the next thing to plant is the olive tree, which I'm really excited about. I love olive trees. I was just recently in Tuscany, in Italy, and I was on this olive farm of friends, and some of the trees there were over 2,000 years old. Can you believe it? How amazing is that? And there were so many of them. And the most amazing thing about olives that maybe some of you don't know is that the trees just never die. Obviously, if they're 2,000 years old, wow, they just keep rebirthing themselves, which I think is a really beautiful thing. To me, they are the ultimate symbol of the family tree, because when the so the tree grows, and then yes, at some point that tree or that sprout of that tree may die, but then there's always new babies that are coming up. So this one tree does keep living on. It's like our family trees, and you know, we live, and then we have a baby, and then we eventually die, and the baby lives on, and then that baby has a baby. Oh, it's just really beautiful. And I had, let's say, quite a magical transformational time on this farm, and just connecting with the olive trees. And I love olives. I love olive oil. Wow, I don't think I could ever live without. I don't think I'm in the right climate here for really like a big olive production, but these Moroccan olives seem to grow well here. It's a Del Morocco plant. So I think here, this one will do well. It's actually looking pretty good already. And she's about this tall on me, up to my chest. Mwah. And the olive leaf tea, even if you're not doing much else with the olives, of course I'd love to harvest them, but these beautiful leaves are so good for you. You've probably heard of olive leaf extract, but you can also just make a tea with the leaves. I love to make a tea with olive leaf, ginger and honey, and this is so beautiful, and it's actually a really great thing for your immune system. And well, for me that's just like a daily tea when I have olive trees around me. So let's get this baby in the ground, and I can't wait to make actually a full olive grove somewhere else on the land, but that's for another video. So let's put this one in the ground. So of course the most important thing is positioning. Where are we going to put this little baby? I think at the front of the property as like a statement tree, statement olive will be nice. That's two trees that, well, that eucalypt, maybe that one, she may have to go because that's small enough for me to cut myself down before it becomes a hazard. These guys are very, very flammable, so we don't really want too many gum trees on the borders of the property. So that one looks like one I could probably cut down myself. So I'm gonna think about how I will do that and which space I'll need to then do that. Here we've got the beautiful mulberry that we just planted, and then I think having the olive tree here will be really nice because these are frangipanis and they are beautiful when they're in bloom, but when it's winter here, they still do lose their leaves. So they are quite seasonal, and yeah, right now they look like shit. So having a beautiful big evergreen olive tree right here could be the way to go. Always be aware of your surroundings. Of course, I'm looking up all the time just to see what's going on with these gum trees, and trying to be careful to watch my head. And this ground is extremely rocky, so the reason why I look like the hunchback of Notre Dame slowly chipping away at it like this is because it's pretty much just pure rock, and I'm trying to save my back. So if anyone has any better ideas of how to get rid of the rocks, then please share them with me. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep chipping away at them like this. It's amazing because we can use the rocks throughout the whole property for building anything and everything. And yeah, nature has really provided for us here. We have such an abundance of rocks, which can be annoying in the soil like this, but also it's actually kind of good because it's keeping everything well drained. So I kind of like it. The olive tree really is just such a magical plant. It has so many benefits, nutritionally, medicinally, cosmetic, environmental, cultural, economic, spiritual, symbolic, pretty much everything it has provided on this planet. Obviously, it's really great as olive oil. We all know that's so good for us. Olives themselves, delicious and nutritious. Medicinally, it's really good as an anti-inflammatory, actually, antimicrobial and antioxidant, and also really good for the immune system. And I use it in pretty much most of my skincare products that I make. I make all my own products these days, also makeups, and I use olive oil in everything. I love to steep it with other oils. It's just such a beautiful carrier oil. She's leaning a little bit, so we're gonna just use this rock somehow. Just to straighten up a little bit. Maybe that didn't work so well. And then now let's put some mulch. So my plan is to be covering, so they're covered in the soil, natural, and then now this mulch, and then I'm going to cover this mulch again with a little bit of soil, maybe later today or tomorrow, and then I'll put a little bit of cardboard down, and then I'll recover with mulch. That way they've really got a good protective layer over the top of them, and then it will hold in the not EMF, effective microorganisms, the EM1, I think it's called. So we really want to make sure that the soil's pretty much fertilizing itself here. Oh, I'm so excited for this one. It's going to be the most beautiful tree. The most beautiful olive, our first olive tree here. I'm so happy about this. May you grow plentiful and beautiful, my darling. So that's almost it for today, or actually now I've run out of trees to plant, but I'm just going to go around and water all of the other ones that I planted the other day. I took a video with them, but actually it was raining so much I didn't realize that you couldn't see anything in the video. So I'm just going to show you them now, and I'm going to put a little bit of water on them and then recover them with mulch because I forgot to do that the other day. Here we have a pomegranate, little baby. This one's going to grow a little bit big and a little bit spiky, but it's also going to grow some pomegranates. So I would love to have a few of these if I can propagate them from some cuttings as well. That really needs a bit of mulch on it, that one, but it's doing well. It's looking good. Can't wait for the first pomegranates on that. Oh yeah. And then this beautiful baby, sparkling in the sunshine. Our first mango. Bowen mangoes are the best mangoes in the world. Yes, yes, yes. This is going to be a big, beautiful tree, because we really want the shade in this area, because yeah, this winter's hot. I can't even imagine what the summer's going to be like here. So lots of water for now on all the plants, lots of mulch, remulching, layers of mulch, lasagna mulch, any kind of mulch, lots of fertilizers, lots of good water through here, because this is going to be our forest, but right now it is a dry Australian outback bush. And here we have this beautiful Brazilian fern. This tree is really nice. It's not actually a food tree at all, but it's just beautiful, and it's going to grow about 40 meters high, so it's going to give us some good shade and will also give us some privacy. So when people drive past or drive into the driveway, then they're just not looking straight into the main house. Look at this baby. Oh, I think this is going to be a really beautiful tree. I've never actually seen these trees before, but I just trusted the guy in the nursery, and now it's part of our family. So that's all from me today. I'm going to go inside and have a nice cup of tea, I would say now. It's Sunday afternoon, and I'm going to enjoy this beautiful little garden. So stay tuned for next time. I'm going to get a lot more trees, and I'll show you updates of how everything's going here with all these babies. I can't wait for this forest to grow. Imagine what this is going to look like 1 year from now. I can't wait for the video in 1 year. Oh my goodness. Oh, how exciting. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I hope that you learned a little bit about food forests. This is just the beginning of mine. I did study permaculture and a lot of these things in my early 20s. So I'm just relearning it all now, 10 years later. It's going to be really fun. Please do share with me any tips or tricks or any insights you have as well. I would love to hear from you no matter where you are in the world. And yeah, happy gardening!